You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Black and White Sports fans, a few days ago, we put up a video about the WTA Tour. They are suspending all events, all tournaments in China because of the Peng Shuai situation. Now, Peng Shuai, we know, came out and made allegations against somebody high up in the Chinese Communist Party, and then she disappeared for a few weeks. However, the WTA Tour, they were in communication with her. They talked to her. However, they don't feel very comfortable that she's actually safe. And the statement that she gave, it sounded a whole lot like she was being held hostage. The WTA Tour did not fall for it. They refused to bend the knee to China and suspended all tournaments in China. And I say hats off to the WTA Tour. They seem to be the only sports organization to stand up to China. The NBA, they won't do it. And, they are completely in bed with China. However, on the flip side to the WTA, you have the ATP Tour for the men. They came out and released a very, very strange statement. And we know that they are not going to suspend any tournaments in China. And they are getting roasted right now for their decision to not suspend anything in China. I'm going to tell you what the ATP Tour said, and their response just really, really does fall flat. So let's go over here to CBS Sports. Peng Shuai situation, ATP criticized for failing to postpone tournaments in China over safety concerns. Martina Navratilova and Andy Roddick both publicly disagreed with the ATP's decision. So here we go. The ATP, which is the governing body of men's professional tennis, is facing criticism for not following the Women's Tennis Association lead and suspending tournaments in China. The WTA is doing so as a response to the treatment of Chinese player Peng Shuai. The WTA said on Wednesday that it was concerned about risks to players and staff in tournaments took place as scheduled in China, so it came to the conclusion to suspend events there indefinitely. And we're hearing that this could go deep into 2022. However, the ATP said it believes that, quote, having a global presence gives us the best chance of making an impact. In other words, the ATP seems to care more about the money. You know what? It sounds a whole lot like the Marxist NBA of China and Nike. Nike has already said that they are a brand of and for China. They're willing to overlook all the atrocities that are happening over there. And the ATP, man, this is not good. I mean, the WTA is a lone wolf. They're the only ones standing up to China, and China is going to be hosting the Beijing Winter Olympics here in a couple of months. And nobody else is fighting back against this. I mean, even the United States government is talking about just a diplomatic boycott, which means absolutely nothing because the dignitaries won't be there. But who cares about the dignitaries? Nobody goes to the Olympics to watch government officials. But this is what the ATP Tour had to say. Quote, the situation involving Peng Shuai continues to raise serious concerns within and beyond our sport, ATP chairman Andrea Gaudenzi said on Thursday, according to ESPN. Quote, the response to those concerns has so far fallen short. We again urge for a line of open, direct communication between the player and the WTA in order to establish a clear picture of her situation, close quote. Wow. This just seemed like they really didn't want to say something that would really irritate China. I mean, guys, what do you guys make of this statement right here? They just don't want to criticize China, it seems. I mean, hats off to the WTA because they just came out and blatantly said, you know what? We're not going to go for this. China, you're canceled. ATP, not so much. A prominent pair of tennis figures publicly have spoken out against the ATP's current stance on the Peng situation. Martina Navratilova, one of the greatest of all time, an 18-time Grand Slam winner, wrote on Twitter, "Are we to understand that the ATP would have made the same statement had the player been a male? Somehow, I think not." Now, of course, since Peng Shuai never played on the ATP tour, she was on the WTA tour. I think that I really do think that the ATP really didn't want to dive too much into this. They probably felt like they had to make a statement and say something, even though it's falling flat and they're getting blasted for it. And you can see Martina Navratilova's statement right here. Now, Andy Roddick here, and it says, Andy Roddick, who was once ranked as the top men's tennis player in the world. I can't believe this guy was ranked number 1, but I digress. Said the ATP statement shows how to say a lot of words and say nothing. Concerns for Peng Shuai's safety come after she accused a top Chinese official of sexual assault on November 2nd and then disappeared from the public eye for 3 weeks. Despite the International Olympic Committee allegedly talking to Peng on a video call recently, the WTA still has serious doubts that she is free and safe in China. And this is what the WTA actually had to say, which is completely different from what the ATP had to say. This is what Steve Simon, who is the chairman of the WTA, quote, "While we now know where Peng is, I have serious doubts that she is free, safe, and not subject to censorship, coercion, and intimidation. The WTA has been clear on what is needed here, and we repeat our call for a full and transparent investigation without censorship into Peng Shuai's sexual assault accusation." He did not hold anything back, but the ATP seems to be cowards in this. They sound a whole lot like the Marxist NBA of China, man. Remember when Daryl Morey was out there speaking for Hong Kong? And then you had NBA players, LeBron James saying that Daryl Morey was uneducated, and that he didn't know the situation, that kind of thing. Even though Daryl Morey has firsthand knowledge because he was actually in Hong Kong. This is pathetic, man. This is really, really pathetic now. The WTA needs more support. If there's going to be any real change when it comes to China in the sports aspect, other sports leagues need to step up to the plate. But too many of them are so much in bed with China, they only care about the monetary aspect of dealing with China. So therefore, let's be silent about China, but it's perfectly okay to criticize your own country, a la the NBA. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.